Bethany woke under the morning light as Martha swept the courtyard and Mary prayed beside the olive trees. Jesus walked the dusty road with his disciples, smiling as he neared their home. Martha greeted him warmly at the doorway, while Mary listened quietly in the glow of sunset. Martha worked near the clay oven, her face shining with sweat and focus. Mary sat by Jesus' feet, her eyes gentle as sunlight streamed through the window. Martha glanced with frustration, holding a wooden bowl, torn between burden and love. Jesus looked at her kindly and taught that only one thing was truly needed. Peace filled the room as Mary's quiet faith calmed the air. Night fell, and the sisters spoke softly about faith and service. Days later, Lazarus lay sick on a mat, while Martha tended and Mary wiped his forehead with care. A messenger left Bethany under the hot sun, carrying word to Jesus. When he heard, Jesus waited, knowing God's glory would soon appear. Back in Bethany, Martha knelt beside her brother as his breathing slowed. Mary held his hand in silence while friends gathered in sorrow. At dawn, Martha stepped outside, weary yet believing, her eyes fixed on the road for Jesus. Soon, Jesus approached the outskirts of Bethany with his disciples, sunlight breaking through the desert clouds. Martha ran to meet him, her robe flowing with hope and grief. Standing still, Jesus listened as Martha spoke through tears, his eyes filled with compassion. Martha lifted her head in faith, believing God could still act. Jesus spoke gently of resurrection, and she confessed him as the Christ. Martha hurried back to call Mary, wind lifting her robe as hope returned. Surrounded by mourners, Mary rose quickly, her tear-streaked face shining with faith. She fell at Jesus' feet on the dusty road and wept deeply as others watched. Seeing the sorrow, Jesus looked around with trembling eyes of mercy. Tears ran down his cheeks as he walked toward the tomb, and the crowd followed in silence. The stone entrance stood in shadow, and Martha and Mary trembled beside him. Jesus raised his hands to heaven and prayed with deep sincerity as light broke through clouds. Men rolled away the heavy stone, while dust rose into the air, and the crowd held its breath. Jesus called Lazarus by name, his voice filled with divine power. Slowly, Lazarus appeared, wrapped in linen, pale but alive. Martha and Mary rushed forward and embraced their brother with tears of joy as golden light filled the scene. Villagers fell to their knees in awe, praising God as hope spread through the valley. Evening came over Bethany as the sisters lit oil lamps, their faces peaceful and grateful. Together, they knelt beside Lazarus in prayer, the warm light filling the home as faith was made complete.